What's up, folks? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers. It is the morning after the Manix mod competition where I was victorious. This was my Manix build for the competition. It is a Manix 2 in 15V, the triple B 15V, baby. It's got Metenboss scales on it. These are aluminum with lasered on Sagaiha pattern. The hardware is all brass, which I think is a really cool, just kind of classy contrast with the aluminum there. The hardware is from Rockscale Design, and it's actually titanium, but it's bronzed, that color, anodized that color. The ball cage lock is from Flytanium, and that is pure bronze through and through. And the lanyard hole plug here, I believe also from Rockscale, that is pure brass also. The clip is from Lynch Northwest, it's their deep carry clip. And this is titanium that has been bronzed as well. So, love all these bronze accents, it really just looks super badass. I don't love the clip. I think I could have done better with the clip, probably getting a titanium milled clip, so it would sit farther down and just be more flat. I think that would have looked better. A deep carry clip on a Manix is like insanely deep carry. Look at that. Like, it's really deep carry. It's like deep carry plus 2. Some people might love that. Some people might not. I'm kind of indifferent, but it's just real deep. I don't think it looks great. Functionally, I like it. I'm not sure if it looks super good though. So anyway, that's my build that took the prize. Also has a nice mirror polished edge from Lacey. So I want to talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to edit in some B-roll footage of the knife so you can get a nice, better look at it. But I also wanted to talk about the Manix for a minute. This competition made me kind of fall back in love with the Manix. It is so good. It's unbelievably good, man. I think it could be the best Spyderco, period. Depending on your uses and your preferences, I think personally it's between the Manix and the Native 5 as my two favorite Spydercos. Gosh, I don't know. I like a lot of Spydercos, but they're definitely in the top 5, we'll say, for me. And I think most people would agree that the Manix is in the top, 3 Spydercos. It's just really good. It has everything that, say, a PM2 or Shaman has. Really good ergos, very good, super locked in feeling ergos, excellent choke up spot. But it has some other features that the PM2 and Shaman, for example, don't have, which is a much slicier blade. This has much thinner blade stock than the Shaman, definitely. The Shaman has thick blade stock, and the PM2 has thick blade stock too, but it tapers down to a pretty thin measurement toward the tip. This one is just all around thinner. It's slicier than those other two knives. Full flat grind, obviously, and it doesn't have the big hump that the PM2 or Para 3 has. It has a little mini hump, so it's just enough to give you a nice locked-in feeling with the thumb ramp, but not so much to where it's like getting in the way. It's more on the lines of like the Sage 5 has like this medium kind of hump too. It's almost not there, but it is there. So that's excellent. The blade shape is just so perfect. I mean, Spyderco blade shapes in general, at least like the main Spydercos, the Sage 5, the Native 5, the PM2, the Para 3, the Shaman, they all have pretty much kind of the same blade shapes, like the leaf-shaped blade. They're all super functional, like just really, really good cutters. Really good shapes for just being super versatile, being able to excel at any type of cutting that you might come across. It's a really low tip, so it's just so easy to get to it. Not a lot of belly to get around. The Manix here has just continual slight slope up to the tip. There's no straight and then belly. It's all belly. It's just a gradual slope up to the tip. It's an incredible slicer because of that blade stock thickness. The measurement behind the edge isn't like crazy thin or anything, but that's not everything, as we have seen. Mostly has to do with blade stock thickness as far as being slicey. The ball cage lock is just an incredible locking mechanism. It is so much better than a crossbar lock or axis lock. So much better. Miles infinitely better. Because there's nothing on this that can break. There's no omega springs that'll snap. There's just a coil spring. Like you would see in a shark lock or a Snex lock or the Microtech Ram lock or anything like that. So it's not going to snap like omega springs do. It's incredibly strong and unique. There's actually a ball bearing inside there that is housed within this cage. It's housed in between these two tabs, and the spring is forcing it up this way. So when you get into locked position, boop, the spring forces the ball up into this little slot in the tang, kind of like this, and the blade can't move until that ball is pulled out of the way, and then it can swing shut. It's very, very strong. Very strong. It is just so much better than the axis lock. It's an axis lock that doesn't have any of the problems that the axis lock has. Also has a better detent than an axis lock or crossbar lock. Most crossbar locks are very mushy, and they're never going to be as snappy as like something with a detent ball, liner lock, frame lock. But this is snappier, and it's still not at the level like you'd get from a frame lock, but compared to axis locks, it's nice. It's just nice and snappy, man. Doesn't feel mushy, especially when these things break in. Now, it might take a little while for them to be super fall shut. This one is still not like crazy fall shut. I have to give it well, maybe not actually. Yeah, it's pretty fall shut. But if yours isn't brand new, don't worry, it'll get to this point. And this is on washers, by the way. This is washer action, and it's super duper smooth. I'm becoming a big fan of washer action recently. When you have a well-made knife with washers, it's just a different. It's more of a solid, very smooth feeling than bearings. Sometimes bearing knives feel almost like rattly, like you could hear and feel the ball bearings like kind of rolling around in there. Washer knives are more hydraulic and just tight but very glassy, smooth feeling. So I've kind of been on a washer kick recently. I really like them, and this is such a good example of a washer knife. We talked about the ergos already. It's just fantastic. Like, you choked way up, it's amazing. Choked back here, it's amazing. The Manix has this little kind of point that comes up here and kind of locks your hand in from sliding back or forward. Super locked in feeling. The ergos are just great. What else? It's such a good design. Really, really good design. So there you go. If you haven't tried a Manix, you really need to. You could get a lightweight version for a little cheaper just to try it and see how you like it. If you like Spyderco, you will like the Manix. There's no way you're not going to like it. So, you're going to like it. Oh yeah, then there's jimping everywhere too. Look at all this jimping here. All this jimping here. It's in the choke up spot and back here too. It's just everywhere. If you don't like that, you can always put some AWT scales on this knife, which delete the liners. And all that jimping is on the liners. So once those are gone, that jimping is going to be gone too. So there's always that option. These particular scales are, keep the liners in. I actually kind of like that because the jimping isn't like sharp, bad jimping. It's good jimping. It's just enough to give you some grip, but it's not sharp and uncomfortable either. So there you go. That's my pitch on the Manix. And, if you, you could hold out for like one with a really nice steel, or just get the regular, S30V or If it's a lightweight, maybe it's a magnet cut. That would be a good one with the yellow scales. Or there's so many options with Spyderco. But this 15V is insane. I mean, it's up there with Maximet as far as edge retention. It's just really, really good. And I have heard that Spyderco is going to do more knives in 15V in the future, so that is happening. There you go. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, what you think of Manix, of the Manix. Let me know if you think it's the best Spyderco. I mean, if you really think about it, I think it might be at least in the top 3. So there you go. Love you guys. Please like the video before you head out. I'll see you next time.